Hello, Cellercise family. Welcome to our another event. We're excited about tonight. We're going to be going over some customer reviews. We're going to be answering some questions, and then we've got a special exercise routine that we are going to do in a little bit later. So have your Cellercisers ready. I want to thank Brooklyn behind the scenes for fielding the questions to us, and thank Christine for monitoring and helping as well. So let's get started. Hope you've all had a great week and staying healthy. And if you have issues or questions regarding the Cellerciser, of course, give me a call. Tracy writes, I can't say enough for the quality of this equipment. I've had mine 15 plus years and it still looks new. Yes, I use it quite frequently. Thank you, Tracy. Nancy writes, I've been rebounding for more than 16 years and have been through all the various rebounders. I now own 2 of Dave's Cellercisers, one at each home, and they are simply the best. I use one at least once, sometimes twice a day. All right, Nancy, thank you for sharing. Rita writes, the best investment. I love my Cellercise and Dave Hall, who makes the package complete. Can't miss the every other Monday Facebook Lives. He cares a lot for his customers. And I'm grateful. Thank you, Rita. I do care about you and your welfare, and I'm always very concerned. So if there's anything, again, we can do to help, let me know. Erica writes, is Mr. Rebounder workout app ever go on sale? It is on sale. Erica, it's on sale right now. And we've got a whole bunch of new routines or movements that we're going to be adding to the Mr. Rebounder app this next month. We're rewriting some of the code so that it works and it doesn't take up all your memory up on your devices. So we're real excited. That should be available next month. We're pushing it hard. Patrick writes, I talk about the Cellerciser so much that people tell me I need to stop talking about the Cellerciser. Ha ha ha. My wife says the same thing. I get that. Interestingly, when they do that, it opens up a nice platform for inquiring minds for me to talk about the Cellerciser all over again. I love it. Thank you, Patrick. Charlene writes, Cellercise is my best friend. 3 exclamation points. I can relate to that. And I've told people it's going to become one of your best friends for the rest of your life. The only workout until the rest of my life. Adore it with 2 hearts. So many benefits. And muscles are getting stronger. Thank you, Charlene. That's so true. All right, so I want to talk about some of our Cellercise family that you may not be aware of, but you're going to become more aware of this particular individual. Her name is Grace, and when I met Grace several years ago, she had been Cellercising and started doing marathons, and had graduated from marathons to Ironman competitions. And she has been a huge, huge inspiration. You're going to hear more about her. We're going to actually do a video program or tape around her life with Cellercise and what she has done. Now, she's a trucker. She's on the road 80 hours a week and often doesn't have time to do it. Well, she really doesn't have much time to do any other form of exercise. But if you can imagine running a big rig and pulling off to the side of the road or going to a rest stop, pulling out her Cellerciser, and then she exercises on her Cellerciser. And that's how she gets her training. Now, she has won so many different Ironmen that she's gotten, and she's getting a name for herself. People come up to her and they say, wow, you must have a great program. You must exercise all the time to be able to compete at the level that you are competing. And she tells them, I just Cellercise. And she has an incredible, incredible story. So this is Grace before she began Cellercising. Can everybody see that all right, Ricky? Mm-hmm. All right, that's before she began Cellercising. And now I want you to look at this, because like I said, she's an inspiration. And you know, this is Grace now. And she is just winning one marathon, one Ironman after another. Now, when she drives back east, she's often in inclement weather and it's difficult. But it doesn't matter whether it's snowing on the ground. You see her big rig back there. She pulls out her Cellerciser and she dresses for the occasion. And that's Grace. And I wish I could tell you more about her, and I look forward to doing it. But she says, I work out hard now and do the things that many people don't do so that I can do many of the things later that people can't do. And it's a great reminder to all of us to stick with it and continue to work on the Cellercise because of what it does. And remember, this is working from the inside out. All right, so Grace is getting ready. She will be doing the well, she's doing another event next week. She runs for 12 hours straight. 12-hour trail run. 3.12 miles in a loop up hills, mountains, down the roads. And you have to see how many laps you can do in 12 hours. Now, the last time she ran 45 miles, but 6 miles into the program, she fell and cracked 2 ribs and injured herself as well. She got back up and she still finished the race and got 45 miles in. So her goal this time is to get 50 miles or more in that period of time. Okay, and then she is scheduled to perform, and we'll kind of follow Grace along the way, but she's going to be doing an Ironman at Chattanooga in Tennessee. It's 144.6 miles. She'll do 116 miles on a bike, 2.4 mile swim, and then 26.2 miles on a run. 17 hours overall she's got to complete it before that 17-hour period to qualify and remain as a top competitor within the Ironman. So we wish her luck and look forward to hearing more about her. I want to thank her for allowing us to share some of her stories. You know, we've got some great, just wonderful people within the Cellercise family. And Stephanie and Sally are two more incredible inspirations. And they're twin sisters, and I'm sure many of you know about them. And we'll feature them more as well. But they have these people care. In fact, that's one of the things that Grace told me, is that she said when she does the 45-mile or 12-hour run that she's going to be doing, she said, I want to go out there and find someone that I can help. Someone that I can help. Well, it was interesting because today we had a question regarding whether you can train as for Ironman and marathon events on a Cellerciser. Of course, the answer is yes. But I thought of Grace in response to the question so that I could share it with all of you. And I shared it with Jerry. I shared it with my wife and with Brooklyn and Liberty. And Liberty's going to join us in a moment with Willow, a friend of hers. And Willow has never been on a Cellerciser, so we're going to do something kind of special. And when I was sharing this, and I was talking and pulling together materials and planning for the event, and I was, over the course of about an hour, and I get a phone call. Now, I haven't talked to her for weeks, if not months. I get a phone call from Grace. And she says, I don't know why, but you've been on my mind for the last hour. And those moments are special. They're special. They let me know that all of us are connected in ways that we don't completely understand. And I do believe that the Cellerciser enhances abilities because of movement up and down. It stimulates cell communication. It breaks up blockages. It stimulates the pineal gland. It's doing your weightless weight over 100 times a minute. So we don't know all the implications, but it can become, and has for many of us, become one of our best friends. So please feel free to continue to share these stories with others, those people that you care about, so that we can continue to make a difference in other people's lives too. All right, what about prolapse in women organ? Is it getting worse? So does Cellercising cause it to get worse? If it's a prolapse uterus, it's often caused through pregnancies, through weaknesses within the body, and as long as it hasn't torn, it's usually those connective tissues and the fascia and the surrounding those organs that have gotten weak. So when we Cellercise, by sitting down on the Cellerciser and sitting back some, again, we take the vertical pressure off of the internal organs, so we can sit back and bounce up and down so that all these muscles can get stronger in this position instead of straight up and down. And as they firm up, then those issues can slowly fade away. If it's a concern, medical concern, of course, see a doctor. But how do you launch from baby bounce to feet leaving the mat? Is there a trick to doing that first hop? That's an interesting question. And I've never even thought about it. How do you launch from a baby bounce to feet leaving off the mat? Well, okay, so this is a baby bounce. My heels are coming up just a little bit. If I lift the heels up more, then I'm pumping with the calf muscle more, and that is going to help improve circulation from the lower extremities up. And then when you kick out, for example, you jump up and kick out. So it's just like that. And you don't kick and then jump. You jump and then the leg goes out. So you're up in the air when you're doing the kicks. I hope that helps. Okay, I've asked before and have not yet seen a close-up of David working on the cervical area, massaging the atlas area from rear view. Okay, Liberty, come on up for a second. Thanks, honey. And I want you to step up on the Cellerciser, and we're going to have you turn around and put your thumbs in your throat. And remember, I showed you how to do the fingers. Yeah. Okay. So she's got her fingers right here, and if you go directly where the atlas is, right where the skull meets in this area, there are little movements along the vertebral joints, and you can actually massage that area up on top where the skull meets with the atlas. And the way that I do it, thanks, honey. The way that I do it is I just put the thumb here, I put my fingers, and you're pushing in and up. So that as you're moving up and down, you're moving fluid. You're helping to push that fluid in between the vertebral joints to the disc. And then you can just massage that area until it becomes freer. All right. Anything on calcium in the blood? Oh, there's all kinds of reasons for calcium in the blood. And if you're concerned about it, you should go to a doctor, because it can be any number of things. If the body's acidic and it needs to be more alkaline, if the body's acidic, the body often will draw from the bones the minerals to help alkalize the body. People that often get bone spurs, it's not because they have too much calcium in their diet, it's because they don't have enough calcium in their diet, or the right kind of calcium. But there's other factors involved in calcium in the blood as well. So moving up and down, yes, it helps the body utilize calcium effectively and minerals so that you can strengthen the bones, because it is weight bearing. But calcium in the blood can be attributed to a number of different issues as well. So that's something that you want to be a good idea to see a doctor with. Anyway, benefits for Ironman competitors. Benefits, well, you don't have the jarring. If you do Ironman competitions, it's always, in my opinion, best to Cellercise first to warm up the tissue and get all the fluid and everything moving. and then do your competition, and then get right on the Cellerciser again. Because all that pounding and all that jarring on the joints, you can lose circulation, and it can cumulatively be damaging to those joints. So by getting on the Cellerciser and doing little movements, rocking side to side, gentle twist, that can help restore that circulation in those areas that have been more traumatized because of the competition. But Cellerciser also helps to create balance within the body again. It helps to get rid of lactic acid, increase circulation, of course, reduce inflammation. Those are all benefits of the Cellerciser too. In fact, speaking of that, in virtually any activity, and if you have an activity that you love to do, and you'd like to know what Cellerciser can do to help you or help benefit you in that particular activity, go ahead and write us right now and ask, or ask later as well. But yoga, for example, yoga is very popular. Yoga is great. I'm not going to take anything from it. But if you want a better yoga experience, Cellerciser first. Cellerciser creates an incredible amount of balance in the body that you can't get just through yoga. Yoga's, again, it's got great benefits. But if you're a yoga instructor, and we've got a great many of them, or you just like yoga and you want to have a better yoga experience, do the Cellerciser because of the balance that it can create within the body. Willow, can you come up for a moment? Now, Willow's never been on a Cellerciser. Get my shoes out of there. All right, so what I want you to do first, thank you, Willow, say hi.
Hi.
I want you to spread your feet apart a little bit and take a horse stance. That's where you just kind of bend, keep your back straight. Perfect. Take your hands, put them in front of you like this. Put your thumbs like that so I don't hurt. Put your elbows right there. Perfect. Now I want you to remember. Now, are you on the drill team too? Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you in pretty good shape?
I guess.
I think so. Okay. All right. Well, let's watch. We're gonna see, because we're gonna help you in better shape. All right. I'm gonna push down on you right here. I want you to not let me move you. I want you to resist as much as you can. Okay. Ready? Okay. Now as I push down, see how you immediately come up and over, right? Okay, there are imbalances in the body. 99% of everybody walking around out there plus has got it. All right, so now we're going to do it again. Okay, ready? Okay, you resist. I'm going to put you straight down. You went down and then over. That's okay. You're trying to compensate. Nothing wrong with that. All right, well, I want you to come up here on the Cellerciser. And many of you have seen me do this, but I'd like, it's good to share it from time to time. I want you to put your hands up on the trapezius muscles right up here. They're the muscles that help hold up our posture. So grab these muscles right down to perfect. Mm-hmm. They're also where we get a lot of stress and tension. So holding on to these muscles, I want you to bounce up and down. Can you feel those muscles expanding and contracting? Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's weight on them. Every time you come down at that height, you're only taking about 10% of your body weight, but you're putting it on top of you. And instead of pushing weight away from gravity over 100 times a minute, you're increasing the weight of gravity over 100 times a minute. It's not just on these muscles. It's on every cell membrane throughout your entire body. Okay, and there's enough resistance on the Cellerciser that those cells really expand and contract, and that's what you're feeding. Now, if the unit's too soft, you're not going to feel that resistance, so it's not going to give you the same benefit. So grab those deltoids right here. Grab your shoulders right down there.
Right here?
Uh-huh. Right there. And just kind of dig your muscles or your fingertips into those muscles. Now, holding onto those muscles, I want you to bounce up and down. Can you feel them expanding? Mm-hmm. Quite a bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of weight. Keep going. There's a lot of weight on those muscles. Now, people say, how do you build up a bicep? Jumping up and down on this Cellerciser. I said, well, you increase weight to the bicep. How do you do that? You bounce. It's all weight bearing at the cellular level, not just the muscular level. So I want you to grab your biceps with your fingertips, squeeze those muscles. Now, I want you to bounce up and down. Keep going. Can you feel the weight on them? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're either going to flop to the bottom of the mat. They won't. They're going to tighten and tone all the way around the arm. They're going to become more resistant, and that's what happens when we apply more weight on the body. Now take the hands, put them around your waist, dig into the stomach muscles there. Squeeze those muscles. Now bounce up and down. Can you feel the muscles expanding?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep going. You're doing over 100 sit-ups a minute. You're still doing over 100 curls a minute. You're doing over 100 of these a minute. She's giving herself a natural facelift. All the fit, she doesn't need it, but all the facial muscles, the collagen, those are all protein fibers, they're all becoming more resistant. Internal organs are moving up and down, and the connective tissue and the fascia and all those supporting fibers are getting stronger to support the internal organs. And of course, you're moving up and down. Are you favoring one side of the body over the other?
Not really.
No, you're not. So if you have an imbalance in the body, but you're moving up and down equally, here's the key to yoga. If you're moving up and down equally, if your hips are out of alignment a little bit, but you're bouncing up and down equally, the hips start to move, muscles start to move, ligaments start to move. Your body starts to align itself to your own natural balance. And the difference in your strength and performance in virtually any activity is significantly increased. So with that in mind, Willow, come on, let's step back down. We're going to have you take the same position again. Put your elbows into the side. I want you to resist just like you did last time to see if there's any difference in your strength and balance. Okay, ready? Okay, resist. Can you feel that?
Yeah.
It's a huge difference, isn't it? Yeah. Thank you. All right. Now think of the implications of that. And she didn't know I was going to do that, did you? No. Think of the implications of that in your own personal life, in whatever it is that you do, just your normal day-to-day activities, when you adopt Cellercise as part of your program. Okay. So, lower back pain. Okay, we've talked about that for a few times. There are specific movements you can do on the Cellerciser to open up the vertebral joints in the back, to release stress and tension in the back. Simple things such as rocking side to side, gently doing the twist, lifting the arm up, opening up the vertebral joints so you feel stretch, gently moving up and down, crossing the legs in front of you. All of those movements are on the DVD, Cellercise, the Ultimate Exercise. And they're going to be, we're going to have new movements that incorporate all of those movements in our Mr. Rebounder app that you can also put together into routines that will be beneficial. And one of the greatest movements that I've ever experienced or been able to do with others is a technique I designed many years ago where you lie down on the Cellerciser to take the vertical pressure off of the disc, laying down horizontally. And I demonstrate that on our YouTube videos as well as on the DVD, Cellercise, the Ultimate Exercise. And that has been like heaven to a great many people and helping to often immediately make a significant difference in the back. Anything for a ripped deltoid, muscle, or rotator cuff issues. And yeah, there's several movements you can do, and we've talked about the shoulders on our YouTube videos as well. Things like just hooking your arm underneath and pulling it this direction a little bit to stretch those deltoids and the scapula, which is behind the shoulder blades. Movements where we're doing things like this. There's other movements that just things like this. So we've done a whole series on one of the Facebook Live programs that deals specifically with shoulders. So I encourage you to look for that one. I've broken my lower fibula and needed surgery and plate as it wasn't stable. I'm due to get the cast off in 10 days, provided it's healed, and then into moon boot so that I can gradually wait there and start physiology, or physical therapy. He says physio. That's cute. Question is, how can I incorporate Cellerciser exercises to help strengthen in conjunction with physio and post-healing? I'm 64 and a big lesson learned showing I need to build more strength to prevent it again. It happens so easily and quickly. Well, I can relate to that. I've broken both my ankles doing crazy things, but one of them had to be operated on, 2 pins put into it, and I was told I'd never be able to use it the same way again. You've got scars going up and down both sides of the ankle. And then broke the other ankle. That Cellerciser, in my opinion, has been so amazing. And when I had the broken ankle the last time, I would hold on to my crutches or to the bar, and I would put my boot, because I didn't let them put a cast on it. I had to be in University of Guam. the following week, and you can't wear a cast at 30,000 feet in the air and be broken an ankle because it'll swell. So I would hold it over to the side, gently bounce up and down, and check with your doctor or health practitioner. But this is a movement that I did, and I told my doctors about it. My bones healed so quickly that the doctor bought a Cellerciser and has been a customer of mine for many years now. So doctors know bones and muscles heal faster and grow stronger when exposed to some stress, which is the idea behind the walking cast. But again, consult with your doctor to find out what is okay for you. But that's what I did. I have a problem on my deltoid, the front of my shoulder and down the arm. It hurts and I can't move it back to get my seat belt. I tried the shoulder exercises you show, but they don't hit the area I need. Thank you. Okay, you're going to see additional movements that I do. And if you can't, grab the elbows here. You know, you can grab here and just do stretching and lift your arms up. You can do the movements where you're like this, doing the jumping jack. Sorry. And that helps with the shoulders and the deltoids too. And again, I've shared several programs that we can do to help you with your shoulders. Okay, is it possible to have so much lymphatic glandular stagnation that it's not wise to Cellercise? Oh boy. Again, that becomes a medical question. You need to consult or ask your doctor. But if we don't maintain good circulation and do something to maintain good circulation in the lymphatic system, it's a good chance it's going to compromise our overall health, and it can be very serious. We know that if the lymphatic system were to stop circulating, period, for 24 hours, we'd be dead. And most of us would die within 24 hours. So it's extremely important that we have good lymphatic circulation or lymphatic pump. The Indians, years ago, when they were ready to graduate or pass on, often when they reached an old age, they would go sit in front of a tree and just not move. And the body was old enough that the blood proteins would all accumulate within the body, the lymphatic system wasn't circulating, the body they would just pass on. And it's important to have good lymphatic circulation. So drinking lots of water, of course, can help. But I think that pumping action and starting off gently is very, very important. But again, not knowing your condition, it's important to consult with a doctor. Hi, recently came down with a head cold and sinus drainage from horrible allergies in lovely Florida. The drainage makes me cough and it makes my throat sore, and I just wondered if I don't feel super exhausted, is it okay if I jump nice and easy? Of course. Allergies is one of the best things in the world for allergies, and many of us know that. When we're up and down, moving up and down on the Cellerciser, it helps break up the congestion, opens up the circulation, helps us feel better. If we get on the Cellerciser and run as fast as we can for just 1 minute, we build up to it, but run 1 minute, we can increase the number of active white blood cells in our body by 10 to 15 times. They can stay there for up to an hour. Again, that's through Dr. Arthur C. Guyton's research in his book, Medical Physiology. That's valuable. So with my allergies, thank goodness they haven't bothered me this year, and the allergies have been really bad for a lot of people. But get on that Cellerciser and just run really, really fast and see what happens and see how you feel. Now it may come back and you may have to get back on that Cellerciser again, but over a period of time, at least I've found that it just gets better and better and better. The immune system just seems to function better and better. Okay, I'm really struggling with nausea and dizziness that others have said comes from overdoing it. Anybody ever gone out and done a long distance run and they've really pushed themselves and they weren't ready for that? Oh, yeah, it's like seasickness without the boat and can take days to dissipate. I'm not unsteady or unsafe. I just feel really ill. I'll take responsibility for being too enthusiastic and enjoying Cellercising too much, but I would love to know what is going on and if there are measures I can take to avoid it while keeping up a steady routine. Many have suggested that it is dehydration, but last Thursday, my worst bout of it, I drank 80 ounces. Okay. But are you consistent in that? Because it is important to drink the water. It can be a detox effect. It can also be you're challenging your body in ways and opening up circulation in areas that are weak. It can be that the brain is loose in the skull and you're not used to the movement up and down, and it takes 2-3 weeks for the connective tissue surrounding the brain to firm up. So it can take some time for the body to adapt. That's why I say don't overdo it when you begin. And for those who want to know how to begin, we've got a kind of a recommendation. If you go to Cellercise.com/user guide, you can actually download a user guide, and on the second to the last page, it explains how to begin the first, second, third, and fourth week for beginning, intermediate people, and for seniors, there's another chart in that same area. So that can be helpful, but I can't stress how important it is. When you first start Cellercising, think of a massage. If you ever have had a massage and they do a massage, and when you're done with the massage and they release all these toxins in the body, they tell you drink a lot of water. Okay, well when you're Cellercising, you're not just releasing it in different areas of the body, you're releasing it in your whole body. Every single cell of your body is gently expanding and contracting. It can release those heavy metals, toxins, poisons, preservatives, chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, formaldehydes, drugs, things that we may have been exposed to over the years. And now we're moving with an internal scrub brush. So yes, drink lots of water. My question for David Hall is, can people still bounce after knee replacement surgery? Again, I don't know what kind of appliance you have, but generally speaking, absolutely. We've got many people that have had knee problems or knee replacements as well as hip replacements. And some of them still ski. I've got a gentleman who had 2 hips replaced and Cellercise and skied. It's real important that we maintain good, strong bones around the appliance itself. And Cellercise is weight bearing. So, and G forces, so the pumping action that help to strengthen the bones and maintain the strength of the bones. But then we can work on the ligaments and the tendons through rehab and through different movements that target those knee issues or weaknesses as we begin. And this is all very helpful too. So, all right, why don't you have a location in Canada where you have your stock and can ship out to customers from there? People in the US get free shipping, but ship to Canada is over 100. Sometimes it is, sometimes a little less. We've got great shipping rates, but I just want to buy a streamlined balance bar, $43.74 USD. Well, that's the conversion kit, because the bar itself is over $100, which is almost half again the price of the bar. Sure hope Trudeau lifts the ban at the border so I can have it shipped stateside and bring it back with me. I think more Canadians would buy Cellercisers if they didn't have to pay such high shipping costs. I agree, and I really do. And I'm open to working with a distributor in Canada. We've got somebody we're talking to right now in Great Britain. We are looking for people that want to set up Cellercise distributorships in different areas of the country. Okay, so I want to share with you, this is a half full balance bar. This is what we have, and many of you probably still have. It's what we had last time we did the routine with the girls. This is the newer conversion kit. This is just the top piece. So these bars here were originally half fold Cellercise bars, and with the conversion kit, which you don't have to buy a whole new bar, we were able to make them into the streamlined balance bars, so we have a little more space, a little more room to work with. Brooklyn, are there any additional questions? Okay, I'm ready.
What's the best exercise for inner thighs and triceps?
Oh, okay, inner thighs and triceps. All right. Okay. Okay, good. All right, inner thighs. If we're rocking side to side, or we're doing the gentle bounce side to side, we're working the inner thigh, and we're also working the hips. The triceps, by pushing down and pulling up, we're working the back of the arm, but by doing the arm curls that we've shown and we've demonstrated, when I'm pushing down, I usually count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. And as you're pushing down, you're working the back of the arm. As you're pulling up, you're working the front of the arm. And those are 2 great movements. Anything else?
How much do you need to change your diet to see weight change?
That varies among people. Sometimes not a lot, sometimes more. With the Cellerciser, I just do a little more of the jamba run. And when I do the jamba run, it's going to burn calories because you're using the big muscles. So diet definitely has plays a factor in it. But for me, it's just been, I just increase the intensity of the Cellerciser. So everybody's a little bit different. Anything else?
How much time on the mat do you need to spend to see real change?
Well, again, everybody's different. I saw it within a month. I dropped a belt notch and my arms looked bigger. It looked like I was lifting weights and I was just playing on it.
Does the Cellerciser help with sleep apnea?
We've had people who say it has, yes. But that varies with the condition of the person. I just say try it. As you're moving up and down, even the palate inside the mouth has weight on it over and over. And so it can become more resistant to the weight.
Does Cellercise help with alignment of the back if you have scoliosis?
If you work with a chiropractor can be very helpful in helping to promote the alignment, but the muscles and the ligaments are not used to that new alignment. And so bouncing up and down on a Cellerciser helps the muscles to flex around the new alignment, and it helps promote the healing process.
Do you have any advice to strengthen the wrists? I have pain when I do planks or anything where I put weight on my wrists.
Yeah, I've shared this before. There's something called you can find it on Amazon. It's a Dynaball or Powerball, and it's a little device that has a gyro in it, and you get it going. And if you're Cellercising, you're moving fluid, circulation, and it has been really helpful for people that had carpal tunnel syndrome, as well as weaknesses in their hands and wrists. And it's a phenomenal, it really is, just a phenomenal little device. Is that it? Good. All right, we're ready. Okay, so I've wanted to do this routine for a period of time now. And let's go back. And it's in the advanced section. So you're ready on your Cellerciser. Girls, come on up. They've been in the background playing thumbs war with each other. Okay. Okay, so Dr. Lynn actually sent us a really nice interval training program. So I'm going to put it up on the board so hopefully you can see the movements as we get going, and we can see it. And we can cast now with the app as well, so that's a nice thing. We're going to do the health bounce for a minute. And the purpose of that, again, for those that don't know, is that we're going to move circulation and warm up the tissue right before any activity. We're going to do the hip rock for a minute. Then we're going to do the twist for a minute. And digestion, elimination, liver, kidney, spleen, gallbladder, pancreas, adrenals, all these internal organs are going to be gently massaged. We want to get to the internal organs as well. We're going to do the jamba run for 30 seconds. Now, if you can't do the jamba run, because that's intense, you're going to see that. You keep your back straight, you want to keep your feet flat, and we're just going to, this is a jamba run. This is a jamba walk. It's still good. So if you want to start with the jamba walk, you can do that too. But the key is keeping the back straight, because if you lean forward, it takes the weight off of the thigh. We want to keep it on the thigh so we can work it. You can't do that through any other modality really other than Cellercise. Okay, so then we'll do the health bounce for 30 seconds, catch our breath. We're going to do a sprint for 30 seconds. That'll get everything really pumping. We've warmed everything up. Now we're really going to get pumping. This is a well thought out exercise routine that Dr. Lynn put together. We're going to do the hip rock for 30 seconds. We'll do the jamba run again for 30 seconds. We'll do the twist for 30 seconds. We'll do this front stomach kick. Now that front stomach kick is done by tilting backwards to leverage weight. Every time you tilt backwards, all these muscles tense up. They're tight. Okay. Then we're going to leverage more weight by kicking our legs out one at a time. Now, if you're not comfortable doing that, just jog. Just tilt backwards and jog. And that's still gonna really work the core from the inside out. Okay, so that we'll do, then we'll do the twist for 30, we'll do the jumbo run for 30, we'll do the health bounce for 30, we'll do the side to side kick for 30 seconds, and that side to side kick is done simply by kicking out side to side. Don't kick, make sure you don't kick a table or anything. But as you're kicking out side to side, you're leveraging the weight right here. It's a lot more intense than just doing this. You're coming down with a lot more weight on those muscles. And it's on the entire body at the same time. That's what makes it so effective. So then side to side kick, and then hip rock, jumbo run, 30 seconds, twist 30 seconds, ski patrol, jumping side to side. Many of you know that. And that's simply done just like this. And if you want to do a little more intense, you can. Then we'll do the...
What routine is this?
This is Dr. Linder's routine. It's in the advanced section of the Mr. Rebounder app. And then we'll do the hip rock again, and then we'll do the twist. So the whole routine is going to take 15 minutes. So in those 15 minutes, you're going to give yourself an exercise that is on every single muscle in your entire body all at the same time for 15 solid minutes. So it's pretty intense. If you can't do that, join us with the health bounce. You can do some other rock side to sides, jumbo walks, whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, so we are ready to get started. And I'm gonna let the music on the app work. Now you can always mute the music on the app. There's a mute button, so you can play your own music if you prefer. But let's get started. Okay, how's that? Turn it down. Really? Better? Okay. And remember, all of us, we don't have to work out when we can play in. And that's what we're doing. So make it fun. We're playing together. And we're really working the whole body from the inside out. This is what I call the most important activity we can do every day. It's what helps get rid of stress, tension, opens up blockages, pumps the lymph system, challenges balance and equilibrium, and it's all weight bearing. If you want to dance or do some movements, feel free. Remember the G forces are still there. 4 seconds. 3, 2. All right. Hip rock. And as you're pushing down on the side, in fact, take your fingers and dig them underneath the hip bone. Feel those hips really, those muscles are really working because you're not just on a flat surface. Your hips are dropping into the mat. You're getting that movement in those hips. You're working the thighs too. You can put your hand on your thigh and feel those muscles working. People say, how can you do a 10-minute a day routine? Well, you try it. It works. You know, if I was working one part of the body and then another part of the body and then another part of the body, well, yeah, it takes a lot longer. But we're not. We're working everything. Feel your shoulders. It's just G-forces, weight bearing on everything. Muscles, bones, connective tissues, ligaments, tendons, skin. All right, gentle twist. Like putting the colon and the intestines through a little washing machine. This helps so many of us with digestion, elimination issues. So we're taking the liver, kidneys, spleen, gallbladder, pancreas, adrenals right now. We're loosening up the lower back. And it's still weight bearing. The G forces are still on everything. The gentle twisting can help move fluid, circulation between the bones and the joints. You can wiggle your hands and fingers because the movement is just moving fluid everywhere. 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay. Jump or run. This is much easier to do with a balance bar, because you can keep your weight back. Without the balance bar, you have a tendency to come lean forward. Ten seconds to go. If you want a little more intense, lift your feet up off the mat just a little bit. You're gonna feel it. All right. Health bounce, 30 seconds. Breathe. That oxygen is being pumped through the system. It's needed to burn calories, utilize nutrients. If you want to, you can do the breathing. Okay, the sprint, 30 seconds. It's not you, it's not on the carpet, sorry. Lift those knees up. All right, hip rock. How you doing so far?
Good.
All right, well. And notice how quiet the Cellercisers are. Well, I remember to oil the one this time. Last time we did this, we forgot to oil one of the units, so it squeaked, and people said, hey, you should take that down. Your competition is going to have a heyday. That's fine. It doesn't matter. You know, a drop of oil on both ends of each spring make the units very quiet. But I appreciate the support of our Cellercise family and for sharing their concerns. Please always do that. So you may know people that have back problems or digestion elimination issues, knee problems, hip problems, shoulder problems. Okay, this is it. Yeah. If you tilt your head back a little bit, don't fall over. But you tighten underneath the chins as well. All right, guys. So your muscles are tight the whole time you're doing it, which makes it an isometric. But when you're moving up and down, it makes it an isotonic. So it's weight bearing. What happened? We lost it? Oh, it's coming back? Thank you. Oh, good girl. It's so nice to have somebody who understands technology. She actually learned how to do this earlier today. I'm grateful for that. All right, Shamba run. Halfway there. Having fun yet? All right, guys. Hip rock. Thank you, Dr. Lynn. We like to do this watching television program. We'll mute the music, but it'll ding in between each movement. So we know it's time to change. How you doing? Thank you. Thanks for being a part. Thanks, Will.
No problem.
That targets more the upper back. Jump or run. This helps to increase metabolism as well as burn calories and strengthen the thighs and the knees too. Brooklyn used to do 20 minutes of this every night. I mean, she would do repetitions of it. That's just intense. I've watched her. When people say, hey, I just get tired watching you. I get that. She was pretty motivated. Ricky.
Yeah. I get tired remembering it.
Yeah. All right, side to side, waist and the hips. And if you want to know how intense this is, how much it's working, just put your hand on your hip and feel the muscles in the waist. That's working. Hip rock. I don't know if Christine's on hers now or not, but often she is. Jump or run. I think this is what generates more heat than any of the others. But we've had women who have written me how they were able to get rid of their cellulite. Some of them as little as 2 and 3 weeks doing repetitions of that jump around. I had a doctor tell me the movement was so intense it would grow new capillaries, which had to have happened to circulation. Okay, whippy ski patrol. You move your shoulders up and down. As your foot crosses in front of the other foot, you can feel that stretch off into the lower back. Health bounce, 30 seconds. When it gets down to 7 seconds, for those who want to join me, I'm going to do the power breathing. or opening up bronchial tubes and lungs. Don't do too much of that if you haven't done it, because it's a workout on the lungs. Okay, hip rock. And you can hear my voice. That breathing technique really opens up the larynx. So people that like to sing, perform, radio announcers, they do that before they go on stage or on air, because it really works. Or even public speakers. It opens up diaphragmatic breathing and gets the other 1/3 of the lung that most people don't get enough oxygen to, because during the course of the day, little by little, it seems the stresses of the world can get to us, and people take shallow breaths. They don't breathe real deep. And that movement helps to open everything up. And the twist, we're going to do this for a full minute. So as we're twisting, you can work the lower back, and if you want to kind of raise those arms up a little bit, you can work the middle back, and a little higher, you can work the upper back. So now, go gently on that, because if you don't have enough space between the vertebral joints of the disc, this can irritate a nerve and kind of bother you for a few days. So I want to start off gently. But the good thing about Cellercise is it's gentle. You're not doing this on a hard surface, so it's very forgiving. Four, 3, 2, 1, and we're done. Thank you. Thank you. Good job. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you again in a couple weeks. In the interim, if you have any questions at all, feel free to give me a call. And I'm happy to help. I'm on the phone all day long. And it's a joy. It's a real blessing, a real joy. Remember, we don't have to work out when we play in. And we'll see you in a couple weeks.